Almost 3 years to the day after the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic, there's no definitive answer as to the virus's origin, other than it came from China. Scientists are split, so too is the intelligence community. And now there's a push in Washington to unseal any COVID classified information which exists. Chief Washington correspondent Blake Berman is live. Blake, will the public get any more information?
Well, Nichole, ultimately, it is up to President Biden to determine whether or not to declassify that information so that the American public could potentially get some of the answers it wants. But already now, some members from Congress are calling for that to happen.
What does the federal government know about the origins of COVID-19 that we don't? That question now gaining further scrutiny in Washington. In one congressional hearing today, Congressman Scott Perry asked for evidence that COVID began in a wet market in China.
So with all due respect, sir, what facts do you have? Do you have the pangolin where the virus jumped from the pangolin to a human? Do you have it? What facts do you have?
So far, the Biden administration is saying there is not a consensus about how the global pandemic started.
Again, I will say in conclusion, the intelligence community does not have a definitive answer on the COVID origin question.
The possibility that COVID began due to a lab leak in China had once been viewed by some as a fringe idea, but the Department of Energy now reportedly backs that theory. A Stanford professor raising the issue today of reputational damage.
Where do the scientists whose careers were destroyed advancing the idea go to get their reputations back?
Congressman Mike Gallagher, who leads the House Select Committee on China, is calling for greater public transparency, saying, quote, "That means this administration must declassify all the relevant intelligence surrounding the pandemic's origins and provide information as to who was advising the members of the intelligence community who have dismissed or downplayed the concept of a lab leak." NewsNation has told other members on the committee stand behind Gallagher's call for the public to know more. But the top Democrat on Capitol Hill, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, isn't ready to endorse declassification.
Once the results occur, it depends. I'd have to look at what kind of classified information and sources and everything like that were there.
The White House, which would not even confirm the reports about the Energy Department backing the lab leak theory, suggests that more time is needed before the public might be able to get some of the questions answered.
If we have something that is ready to be briefed to the American people and to Congress, then we're going to do that.
Nichole, within the past hour here, I spoke with a former national security official and asked them what they think the public needs to know going forward about China. First off, it was their belief that China needs to be held accountable. And they also said the international community needs to push for transparency as well.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.